Hey guys, this is Corey K again, here to talk about 3-gun / IPSC rifles. So first things first, this is the one that I took to IPSC Worlds. Just kind of going over it, always do tip to butt. This is the new JP comp. It's amazing. It's ridiculously loud, so don't be anywhere near it. If you're the shooter, it's actually not too bad. For the signature series, I got number 69, nice. Rapid config handguard, I think, is awesome for a 3-gun / IPSC / rifle. Gives you a lot of options. For PRS stuff, I'll add weights, but for this one, I've really only got the 2 slots for Picatinny. One is for this Thunder Beast bipod, which I absolutely love. It's the most stable bipod I've used. We also use this inner one for some kind of taller bipods. So for IPSC stuff, there was some kneeling bipod, not much, so that was nice. I run the Razor 1-10 and then a Defender ST in the offset. I run the ST instead of the XL so my finger can actually turn it on. I don't have to use a tool because I felt silly doing that. Honestly, I really don't use offset dots too much. I like to stick to the primary. For this gun, it is a side charger, so I really like the side charger on anything precision oriented. So if you're ever in the prone position, I'm going to have a side charger for that. Kind of working back, got the Magpul PRS light stock. I absolutely love it. Some guys hate it, that's okay. That's why you can put a different stock on. Same thing for the grip, use JP's grip. Speaking of things guys really like, I've got the roller trigger. This is simply my absolute favorite trigger in a PRS gun. For me, I really like how long it is. I like the leverage kind of feel that I get on it. I like to run my finger on the bottom of the trigger guard. And the rolling, it doesn't bother me at all. I actually kind of like it. So if you like it, cool. If not, no worries. Get a different trigger. So that's kind of how my gun's set up. It's got obviously a lightweight carrier. I prefer to stick to the melanite. It just seems to stay lube better. And of course I've got a silent captured spring. So that's the primary gun I took, 18-inch barrel. It's kind of my do-all. I've even kind of settled on that for 308s for heavy. This was a backup gun. I didn't get 2 signature series comps, so that's the recoil eliminator. But everything else is virtually identical on this gun. I do keep a sling mount here. Really, that's just a thumb placement thing. I find that it's just a consistency, and I can kind of drive the rifle a little bit with my thumb over. Lightweight, low mass carrier, PRS light stock. Everything about this gun is identical. The one exception is the mount for the optic, and that's because the QD mount would swap between guns. So here I've got my 22 trainer. Fun fact, the zero shift on this one's, well, it's very repeatable. It's about 3 mils, so you just dial that up when you go to train. But I did put rapid config handguard on the 22. I wanted to keep everything as identical as possible, and because I had the ultralight barrel, I added a little weight, and that's something weird that I did, but it worked out really well. So the rifle balanced exceptional, again with this RC handguard right now. I'm training it for PCC, so I'm not going to swap a handguard, but 22s are absolutely fantastic trainers. If you could get one gun instead of a backup 223, honestly, I'd probably get a 22 because you can get a couple thousand rounds through this guy and not burn out a barrel and not be out too much money. So really fantastic thing there. That's actually the reason that I got into PCC. This is one of my JP5s, and again, I would just take this optic, swap it onto here. So on my Bay practice days, I'd be primarily using a JP5 and the JP22. On my long range practice days, I'm going to be using the 223s, again with the optics on those. For ammo at Worlds, I actually ran 2 different ammos. So this is Federal's 50 grain JHP. It's a varmint round. It is wildly accurate out of these guns. So I was routinely getting under ½ inch groups at 100 yards with that ammo. And it shoots really soft, especially with these comps. So this is what I used on anything that had only paper stage at Worlds. If it had steel or targets past 100 yards, I was using this. This is actually American Eagle's 75 grain. So this was kind of another interesting thing. These ammos I both found online is kind of like the chatter was they're super accurate for what they are. And, this again was routinely about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch out of my gun, but I really liked how it performed in the long range stages. There wasn't much wind, so this kind of helped buck what little wind there was. But on steel, the steel at IPSC Worlds was set a little bit heavy, and steel in general tends to be a little heavy, especially with the 223s. You're not moving it much, so I really like this. Some guys actually ran the 69 grain gold medal for everything. That was an awesome round. Mags, I use P-Mags. There's no other mag. Just get a whole bunch of P-Mags. They last forever. I've got some that are like 10 years old now. So again, this is Corey K, kind of talking about my rifle setup for 3-gun IPSC rifle matches. If you have any questions, I've got build sheets for these guys. I can send them over to you. It's no problem. If you want to shoot them, find me at the range.